I know over the past few months and years even, we've been kicking it up with Aikido versus this and Aikido versus that, and Aikido doesn't work and you'll get taken down and anyway, I thought we needed a rest, okay? And what better way to take a rest than for us to skip into the future, the future of Aikido. So come with me and I'm going to take you on a trip, on a Star Trek trip into Aikido's future.
To boldly go where no man has gone before.
When I was very young, I remember sitting down on my bed watching the original Star Trek Captain Kirk through the arms of my mother trying to iron my clothes for the next day. I remember actually being quite agitated, but I was like so small that I couldn't actually say anything. I remember thinking to myself, this is the future. It's fantastic. Even when I was that small. It was set about 250 years into the future. I am a Trekkie. I must have watched Star Trek like 200 times plus. And I was sitting down watching Star Trek for the 201st time. To my surprise, to see Spock doing an Aikido move. Of course, as always, I'm going to break this down so you can take a good look at it and we can tease out all the details together. Yeah, that's right. Now, before we dive into the main event, looking at the Aikido moves that Spock did, I want to take a look at Star Trek: The Next Generation.
To boldly go where no one has gone before.
This was made in like 1987, like 32 years ago, which was made after the original Spock, Captain Kirk Star Trek. And this featured a new captain, a captain called Jean-Luc Picard, who we all know now as the outstanding Professor X in the X-Men. Now, he's running the ship, okay? And this ship lived in like 2364. That's like 345 years into the future. Now, this is a scene where the next generation Star Trek crew, Captain Picard, come to a planet called Ligon 2. And this planet is run by a chieftain called Lotan. Now, to cut a long story short, this planet has a medicine that the rest of the universe needs. So, Lotan brings a sample of this medicine to our captain, and here's how it plays out.
A sample of the vaccine.
I love it. The first time I saw this, I couldn't believe it. I love it. It's such a poetic Aikido move. It crystallizes what Aikido is all about, that circular movement. Let's have a look at it again. As she joins with him, she allows him to continue his movement, but she remains stationary in the center of the circle. So he has no choice but to move around her center. She controls and she guides that speed and that circle around her, and he's never in a position of power to stop it because she keeps him at an angle. And as he gets round the other side, she creates another circle and then he just spins out. I love it. Pure poetic Aikido. Okay, so let's get down to it. Captain Kirk. I don't think there's anyone on the planet that hasn't heard of Spock from Star Trek. And as for Captain Kirk, he is like one of the coolest dudes on the planet. If I was on a spaceship, I would want Captain Kirk as my captain. So let's get down to business. The story goes that the captain, along with a few of his crew, are stuck in this duplicate universe where everything is bad. Hence the fight with Spock. Some dynamic Aikido. Okay, let's take a closer look at this. So Spock's attacker comes from behind, grabs him round the throat. Spock just has to lean back with his hand, pin his head, and just drop down to one knee, and his weight will pull him down, and all Spock needs to do is just bend forward, and his attacker will just go straight over his head. Classic move. Scotty's gonna make a run at him. Now this is a classic Kokenagi. I showed this in the Bruce Lee video as well. As Scotty is running for Spock, Spock just has to create a lock with his hands to then create a circle, front hand going down, back hand going up, and just allow the energy to continue forward, circle it, and the person will just spin out. Lovely move. So, in conclusion, now I think it's interesting to take a look into the future and maybe have a glimpse at what our ethical and social approach might be. And of course, what's interesting to us is what choice of martial arts we would choose to invest our time in the future. I think Aikido is perfectly placed as this future martial art, of course with some updates. But I'm interested to hear what you have to say. What updates to Aikido do you think that we need for the future? What other pieces of martial arts could we include in Aikido for Aikido to be this future martial art? Anyway, as you can tell, I love Star Trek. There's a whole lot of detail in there. I hope I didn't bamboozle you with all of the detail. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video. And remember that there's absolutely no point in training unless you enjoy it. So that's me for this week. I'll see you on the next video.